you, Senator Mushahid Hassan Saab. So our next speaker is Mr. Majid Memon. I think he doesn't need any introduction at all. You know that he's been working as member of parliament from National Congress Party of Maharashtra. He's also a well-known criminal lawyer. Majid Saab, Assalamu alaikum. My question to you. So before I ask my question to you, I want to quote our Home Minister Saab. In one of the interviews, he said something like, when he was asked a question, and with the example of Kumbh Mela and all the rallies that Prime Minister or the BJP or different parties were organizing in Bengal and some other states, he gave some example like of Maharashtra. Where's the Kumbh Mela in Maharashtra? Is there any Kumbh Mela in Mumbai or Delhi? Why are those cases are increasing there or rising? Numbers are rising exponentially. This megalomaniac person, and my apologies to use this word, but I do not have any other. I was trying to figure out any other word from the dictionary. Who has no scientific approach, and gave some stupid analogy for the number of COVID cases in India. But if you talk about the Maharashtra, and you are from Mumbai, you live there, I see that Maharashtrian government, they have been working very hard. And I do not know any event such as rallies or Kumbh Mela or anything, but the still numbers are going very, very high in Mumbai, even though, taking all the measures that they have been taking. I think they didn't open Mumbai fully. What do you think? What is the reason that the cases went really, really up in Mumbai?
Wa alaikum assalam, Irfan Sahab. Good morning and good evening to all the participants. It's a pleasant coincidence that this morning, today, we have Mother's Day, and I am speaking about my motherland. My motherland is to be saved from the disaster which it is facing for the past few weeks, about 8 to 10 weeks, to combat the killing second wave of COVID. Well, a lot has been spoken by various reporters, journalists through electronic media, print media, criticizing the government, criticizing the administration, criticizing the people. But I think, see, India being a very vast country geographically and population-wise, 1,350 million people to be controlled or to be saved. The Constitution of India saying that the state is under an obligation to protect the life of every person, life and personal liberty under Article 21. Now, if people are dying the way they are for the past more than 2 months, it is indeed a catastrophe. It is a tragedy, tsunami as they call it, which needed to be somehow combated by proper approach. See, what is important today is that our assessment of the past, if you take 90 days to be safe, then when we just saw the first wave subsiding and we thought that we have emerged triumphant and nothing to worry now, and then we can start our normal life. And unfortunately in India, being a federal democracy, there were already 5 major states, 4 of them at least, which were supposed to go for polls. And in India, as we all know, that when elections take place, it is something like festivities. It is something like, you see, all kinds of celebrations, all kinds of collection of crowds and all kinds of things which are all contrary to the combating of spread of COVID-19 in its second wave. Therefore, that has caused a lot of damage. Kumbh Mela, as you rightly said, Kumbh Mela was a religious festival. We have had a number of, religious festivities that had to be sacrificed. In Islam also, Fridays prayers are not, no congregation is taking place for months together. In fact, I have not said my Friday prayer in congregation for the past several weeks because we have to sacrifice because we can't come together, social distancing and mask, etc., etc. Kumbh Mela violated that in a very vast way. Today we have heard the news that ninth seer has died. Who has, you see, you were asking about whether there is no Kumbh Mela in Mumbai or Maharashtra or other parts of country. It is only in certain places in Uttar Pradesh or Uttarakhand, etc. But the people who participated in Kumbh, dipping in the river or collecting together, they spread over throughout the country. Many of them have even come back to Mumbai or Maharashtra. Many have gone to Madhya Pradesh, to my friend Vivek's place. Many have gone to different parts of country and they have carried with them the danger and they have spread it. So they are spreaders. Now, if you recall, in the first event, first COVID attack, there was a lot of noise about Tablighi Jamaat when they were barely some 2,000, 3,000 people. But this is lakhs of people. And election rallies, I'm sorry to say that we pleaded with the election commission, we pleaded with the courts, we pleaded with all the possible authorities and blocked all the doors to see if we could defer elections. The election commission had no business to spread over 8 phases of West Bengal elections, which had 33 days of campaigning. And in those 33 days, one does not know how many lakhs of people attended road shows and rallies, and then they were even brought from outside state.
Yeah,
And
well,
they created.
these are very
But
well-known facts. Majid Saab, rallies and Kumbh, of course, no doubt about it. They're like the events of super spreading of this coronavirus. But Mumbai being a like well developed, if you talk about the infrastructure, Mumbai is the best city, one of the best cities in India. What is the situation there, and how is this government trying to tackle, at least in Mumbai, which is like
now,
crowded?
this is extremely important. Mumbai is not only one of the best cities, but Mumbai is known on record as financial capital of India.
Sure.
Now, being financial capital of India, you can imagine it controls the economy of the country as a whole. All major corporates and business centers are working from Mumbai. And therefore, if Mumbai comes to a grinding halt, as Mumbai had to for some days, it damages the economy of the country as a whole. Now, we have pleaded with the Prime Minister of India, the Finance Minister of India, the Health Minister of India, that kindly consider if Mumbai needs anything like oxygen, or it needs beds, or it needs vaccine, or it needs ventilators, please, on priority basis, attend to Mumbai. We can't afford to have longer lockdowns in Mumbai. You can imagine that once now, when the second wave showed its, impact in the city, almost 2 lakh workers left Mumbai. They were all migrant workers. In the first innings when we had the first attack of COVID, we could, hear worldwide the misery of migrant workers who had to walk miles and miles because of sudden imposition of lockdown. We had to take care of that. And therefore, this time, migrant workers, in a very disciplined way, left Mumbai, and therefore about 2 lakh people have gone. And that has helped a great deal in decrowding, decongesting the city.
So
Yes.
thank you very much. I mean, priority, that reminds me one more question, but I will go to Justice Karju quickly on that. So actually he's our next speaker as well, but I want to ask this question to Justice Karju, and people who do not know Justice Karju, they do not deserve to be here. Well, jokes